Okay. Everybody listen.
You got hats and blankets and all kinds of
kids,
stuff.
you're going to follow what they do.
Can we turn that
We're going to go through the obstacle course around, and we're coming right through the finish line, okay? When you guys come through the finish line,
it was great. It's like it is every day. You know, it's 2.5 miles and a lot of fun. We got a lot accomplished. Two things. We had security blocking off the roads, which was important, which I usually don't get. And we had hot chocolate and coffee at Dr. D's house. Right? So, you know, thank all those guys for doing that and making this possible. And I told Dr. D I expect this every time we walk. We need security, and we need coffee, and we need hot chocolate, and maybe some Gatorade into something.
Think this could turn into something yearly?
What's that?
Think this could turn into something yearly?
It will, for sure it will. You know, and to be honest, I mean, you know, Jeff Hostetler approached me about 6 months ago, and really thank him for doing that. And we kind of came up with this together. You know, merging WVU football with the House Foundation to benefit WVU Medicine Children's is a natural fit. You know, Coach Nealon started this about 30 years ago, and we're just trying to keep it going. And so this was a good event today, and I think this is what it's going to be from here on.
Suggestion: start it in beginning of football in August.
Well, yeah, we'll have to think about that. Any questions?
So Dana, obviously, got to ask a football question. I know injuries have been a problem. So
why do we got to go there? This is a great event.
I know, but you still
everybody wants to talk about why did you cancel the spring game? Why this? Why that? Everybody's worried about injuries. I don't worry about injuries when it comes to football. Look, I mean, football is a sport that we all love. There is risk involved with that. So. You know,
we appreciate you guys being here.
Is part of the game.
Wait a minute.
He is really.
We got one more. She's coming.
I'll stop the music.
That's unbelievable. But in all seriousness, you know, there is risk involved, and when you play this great game, you might get injured. You know, that's just part of it. We had a great spring. You know, 14 practices. Today's our 15th. Nobody got hurt on the walk other than maybe Alex. He turns ankles all the time. You know, but it's been a good spring. We're going to be 100% healthy in August, which is when it counts.
Did you accomplish what you set out to accomplish this spring, or did you leave anything that?
We did. You know, we got a veteran team. You know, there's been plenty of springs where I just tried to.
Thanks, everybody. Go grab yourself something to eat.
Teach them what to do.
We'll see you next year. Thank you.
This spring. We taught them a lot of situational type stuff because we got a veteran team. So, you know, we're in a good place at this point.
You've got a lot more time to get some of the smaller guys bigger before camp. You got some extra weeks there. Does that help?
It does. You know, I think, you know, in years past, this is probably practice number 9 today. You know, and we got like 2 more weeks of it. You know, we got. Usually the spring game is what it is, and the coaches are running out of here and they're going to spring recruit. Well, we get 2 weeks to be able to kind of close things, which I think is going to be very beneficial. They're going to get back in that weight room next week. You know, coaches are going to be able to have exit interviews, and which I think is going to be really good.
There's something unique about your team. You've got a couple 6'6" guards. I can't ever recall ever having tackle-sized guards, and you've got that across the board. Is that by design?
Well, yeah. I mean, you try to get the biggest, best players you can get. You know.
But when you came here, they were short, squatty guys.
Yeah. A couple of them are strength coaches. There's Snodgrasses around here somewhere.
It's a different look.
It is. You know, it's not by design. You try to get bigger and faster and stronger at every position. You know, and I think. The one thing about it is we're recruiting a little better. We got some kids on campus right now that could make us better, and we're going to try to close out on those guys. It's the goal, you know, just try to get better at every position, and I think we're doing it. I think we've been trending in that direction for the last couple of years. I don't think that's going to stop.
Your defensive coach has been high on Stills. It knows. What have you seen from him?
A real guy. He looks like a real guy to me. You know, I don't really like talking about guys before they actually make real plays in games, but he's harder to block than the guys that we've had at that position in years past. So, you know, excited about him, and you know, we added a guy a week ago that's going to make a difference for us, and you know, I feel as good about that position and the entire D line as I've felt in quite some time. You know, a couple years ago we had some fifth-year seniors there with Noble and Christian and Darian. You know, you got to be old and experienced at that position in order to be successful. Last year, quite frankly, we weren't successful at that position because we were young. You know, and we were dumb. And now I think we're old and I think we're smart. You know, and that's going to pay off, I think, in the fall.
Feel like you have a handle on too deep, or do you not even worry about that until September?
Don't care. Yeah, I mean, you know, our quote unquote starting lineup on, you know, yesterday when we had a really good practice, or 2 days ago when we had a really good practice, and Tuesday when we had a really good practice. Those starting lineups look different every time we went out there. So that'll continue. I mean, look, our team is going to keep changing. You know, keep adding guys, and guys are going to develop, and guys are going to get better, and that means that starting lineup's going to continue to change. So I could give you one right now, but it's going to be different September 1. I can assure you of that.
Daniel, you're going for postgraduate guys.
That's a big coat, man. You guys act like it's cold out here. You guys act like it's cold out here.
We should have
I know there's a little bit of snow on the ground, but that's
How competitive is that? How have you kind of kept your foot in the door over the years of being a place where people will come to spend the rest?
Two things. I think one, it's incredibly competitive, and it's getting more competitive. I mean, just that market is continuing to grow. You know, there's been talks in our head coach meetings in May about, you know, getting rid of that rule or whatever it is. And I think it's going to continue to be talked about, but it's not going to go away, which makes it more competitive. I think we're marked, you know, for a program that has had success with those guys, and will continue to you know, be marked when it comes to guys coming in and being successful. You know, we you know, signing day, and I've talked about this a bunch with all y'all. You know, signing day used to be stressful. You know, I was like, we got to get 20 guys, we got to get 25 guys, we got to get 28 guys, no matter what it is. And if we came up 3 or 4 short, I would go home and I would be stressed out. I don't even care about signing day anymore. Whatever we don't get, we're going to make sure that we have.
Hey,
thank you, Haas.
Absolutely amazing what he's done, and his heart for children. So appreciate him very much, guys. Thanks.
Haas.
Thank you.
To get on that subject. Okay, so we're done talking about transfers and all that.
Are we?
The transfer thing, I mean, that's going to take care of itself. We're going to get guys that want to be here. We're going to get guys that are going to help us win in the fall. Period. Bottom line. Today, the spring game, you know, I feel bad about not having the spring game when it comes to, you know, our players and the fans and the families. I feel bad about that. But quite honestly, spring games are not that important when it comes to trying to make your team better. Today was all about WV Medicine Children's. And, you know, we try our best to be able to have a great relationship when it comes to that. Me and Haas have you know, merged together to try to make this day all about you know, what's really important, which is the sick kids of West Virginia. And we're going to try to do everything that we can to be able to make that facility, you know, over here, a couple years from now, it's going to be $175 million facility that's going to be awesome. And that's what this day is about, and that's what it's going to continue to be about.
Okay, thanks, Coach. Let's move
Awesome.
on to